It's part of us and probably all we have, yet we waste it every day in excessive amounts. In this video, we will tackle one of the most relevant concepts for all human beings, a concept so important that we often overlook, yet it deals with life itself, time. We will give you 10 Stoic tips to etch into your mind, and by the end of this video, you will feel 100% prepared to stop wasting time. We make you this promise. Follow the video to the end. Enjoy the viewing. Treat time as a commodity. Lucius Annaeus Seneca was a Roman politician and Stoic philosopher who recognized that to live well, we must be good students of the greatest of all subjects, life itself. In his essay on the shortness of life, Seneca offers us an urgent reminder about the non-renewability of our most important resource, our time. So, here are 10 of the most important time management tips from Seneca's writings. Number 1. Treat time as a commodity. Seneca says that people are thrifts in protecting their personal property, but when it comes to time, they are extremely wasteful. He also states that we do not treat time as a precious resource despite it being probably our most valuable and least renewable asset. Imagine seeing someone very rich in the street throwing his money into the air. You would surely consider him insane. However, we see ourselves and others wasting something much more precious every day, our time. The amount of time we have is uncertain but surely limited. It is clearly more absurd to waste time than money because, unlike money, when time is gone, we cannot get more. To know the value of a year, ask a student who has to repeat a school year. To know the value of a month, ask a mother who has given birth to a premature baby. To know the value of a week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To know the value of an hour, ask a person who has just missed a train. To know the value of a second, ask a person who has just avoided an accident. To know the value of a millisecond, ask a person who won the silver medal at the Olympics. Money and properties can increase and decrease depending on luck or effort, but our time is a fixed value. Death awaits time wasters, those who believe that time is a cheap commodity. When used correctly, time becomes an amplifier. But when wasted without consideration, it becomes a persistent source of regret. Number 2, do not spend time getting ready for life. The one who dedicates all his time to planning every day and desiring more fears tomorrow has not lived much. He is simply existing. We are all guilty of wasting too much time preparing for the future. Seneca urges us to live in the present, not to postpone our happiness, not to think that happiness is found in the future. Our future is uncertain and not under our control. The future life for which we work may never come. We are so worried about the future that we often let the present pass by, allowing time to slip by unnoticed nor exploited. And then, when we are old and on our deathbed, we finally realize how short and precious life is, regretting not having exploited it to the fullest when we could. Seneca compares time to a stream of water. If you were in the middle of the desert, dying of thirst, and you found a stream of water but were not sure when it would stop, you would not waste more than you could. In the same way, we must make the most of our time, making our present as best as possible. Your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond deserve to be planned, but do not allow them to take away your precious present. You can only live one moment at a time, and you can live it only once, so choose to live in the present moment. Number 3, live life for yourself. Seneca says you should not think that a man has lived long just because he has white hair and wrinkles. Sometimes it does not mean he has lived long. He has simply existed long enough. We all have desires in our life. A dream job, a dream house, a dream relationship, or a dream vacation. But most of us do not even come close to realizing many of these things because we are trapped in a job we cannot stand just to pay the bills, or with a partner we pretend to love because we do not want to be alone. We simply let ourselves be dragged along by whatever comes our way, then delude ourselves by saying we do not have enough time to try new activities. Being busy with things we do not like is the biggest distraction to living a life of routine. We go through life day after day fulfilling our duties but being absent from ourselves, confusing doing with being. The best way to invest your time is to invest in creating a life you love to live. If you do not know what you love or what you want, ask yourself these questions. If I had more time, what could I do? If I could change something now in my environment or in myself, what would it be? You might end up discovering you want to change jobs, get in shape, or take up a new hobby. You can start by waking up early and using that extra hour to do the things you love. Time is precious and is passing for all of us. The longer you wait to start making changes, the more time you will spend working to realize someone else's dream. Number 4, practice negative visualization. While we waste our time hesitating and procrastinating, life continues. Procrastination occurs when there is a conflict between immediate gratification, such as doing nothing and wasting time, and long-term commitments, such as working on something productive. Very often, the part that gives immediate gratification wins. In psychology, this situation is known as temporal inconsistency. Although doing meaningful work over the years is more important to us than idling, the human brain has a strong attraction to pleasure for the here and now, instant gratification. However, Seneca offers us a way to fight this with a very effective and simple method. The Stoics called it premeditatio malorum. The idea behind this practice is to ask yourself what could go wrong before doing something. It is a form of negative visualization. Once you have identified the distractions or problems given by the consequences of wasting time, you can design solutions around them, preparing yourself by recognizing distractions in advance and avoiding the attraction towards futile short-term gratifications. Remember, if you plan in advance what you want to do, you are 2 or 3 times more likely to achieve it. Number 5, take immediate long-term rewards. According to Seneca, our need to procrastinate becomes more powerful right at the beginning of a productive activity. Even if you have eliminated all distractions and are ready to start working at 8 a.m. as you had planned, for your brain, the temptation to find an excuse to postpone remains very strong. The biggest challenge is finding a way to make that initial effort less unpleasant. The reason it is often difficult to start something is that there is no expectation of an immediate reward. Sometimes the reward is years away. However, if you combine your work with the expectation of an immediate reward, you have a good reason to start. Number 6, make the most of your free time. As Seneca states, it is not that we have little time in life, it is that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and we have been given a sufficiently generous amount of time to accomplish great things if we invest it correctly. We work hard to earn 2 things: money and free time that we can dedicate to recreational activities. We work 8 or 9 hours a day to earn free time, and then we waste that hard-earned free time on irrelevant things like drinking at the bar with colleagues or friends, watching television programs, or simply chatting about useless things. We must stop and say enough is enough. Stop wasting the free time we earn. And even if you like your daily job, try to minimize the time dedicated to work. You will never get back those extra working hours. They are lost forever. Most of us spend our precious lunch break eating at our desks. Instead, we should make the most of our break intervals to read, write, or exercise. If you work in the city, visit a museum or a gallery. You can also start a reading group in the office that meets during the lunch break. On weekends or in the afternoons when you have more free time, take full advantage by meditating, writing a diary, or doing anything that can add value to your life. If you want to overcome mediocrity and start living your life, you must start making the most of your free time. Number 7, dedicate time to reflect on your past. Seneca tells us that life is very short and full of anxiety for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. For Seneca, time is divided into 3 parts: the present, which is transitory, the future, which is uncertain, and the past, which is immutable. All modern theories on time management tell us to focus on the present, forgetting the past and looking to the future, all focusing on the uncertain and transitory. However, Seneca tells us to pay attention to our past if we want to prolong our life. We must have enough self-awareness to remember the lessons of our past to be more effective today. Stopping to think, to examine who you were in the past and what made you that person is very enlightening. Reflecting on your past and introspection is beneficial for the soul. It helps you to be present and to understand the changes that have occurred within you. It also gives you a clear and focused idea of who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. It also helps you to take responsibility and control of yourself and your actions. Sometimes it can be difficult to see how far you have progressed, especially if you tend to compare yourself with others. But dedicating time to reflect on your past gives you the space and time to see how far you have come in life. Number 8. Stop wasting time on trivialities. More and more time of our days is dedicated to looking at screens, both for work and on social media, browsing through status updates and posting endless selfies. How many times do we find ourselves dedicating our time to other people without a particular reason, if not the search for monetary and social gains? Playing a video game for no particular reason is a waste of time. A time you could use to develop a useful skill, exercise, or enrich yourself with literature, art, or music. The same goes for social media and other forms of entertainment. If people approached you all day asking you for $20, you would send them away. But throughout the day, people approach you either in person, on the phone, by email, or even via text messages, asking you for your time, and you give it to them without problems. We must dedicate ourselves to living for ourselves, at least for the most part. The person who says yes to all requests will soon find that they have no time for themselves and are living for others. Those who are happy fill their time with activities that are precious and meaningful. Number 9, invest your time in creating new memories. If you give money to a rich man, he will try to double his money by investing it where he will get the maximum return. In the same way, we should wisely invest our time. The best returns we can get from our time are in the creation of new memories and philosophy. Memories of life experiences, however fleeting, offer more lasting happiness than material things. Memories guide our thoughts, actions, and decisions and shape who we are. You can start creating new memories by taking on new challenges, spending time with people you love, traveling, and seeking new opportunities. A new smartphone will not change who you are. Taking a break from work to visit a breathtaking natural landscape certainly will. We are not our possessions, but the accumulation of everything we have seen, the things we have done, and the places we have been. Number 10. Invest your time in philosophy. In the last advice from Seneca in this video, we learned that only those who dedicate time to philosophy are truly alive. Seneca points to the study of philosophy as the only mental and spiritual occupation of value, a precious teaching that helps us learn how to fully inhabit our being in this brief and transitory existence. The word philosopher means lover of wisdom. Philosophy is the study of truth, virtue, life, and death. Nothing in this world is permanent except the truth. The philosopher has always sought to discover the truth about how this world is and what our role in it is. A good way to start is with reading. There are many good books, and all this knowledge is at your disposal. The wisdom they contain is time compressed in its pages, and that time adds to your time. That wisdom is priceless. As Seneca said, "Show me the brevity of my life, for the beauty of life does not reside in its extension but in its use." If you liked these 10 tips from Seneca, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive more content on spirituality and personal development. Thank you for watching the video. Leave a comment, let us know what you think, and you will receive a response. See you in the next video.